students. I'm not saying there's a ton of people with it. I'm not trying to give all the excuses for it, but it's not really an excuse type of, it's just the reality of the situation. When you have a college town, you're going to have more than one or two people driving around in a white Hyundai Elantra, right? Yes. So if you don't have a consistent mapping of the car, then you're going to need to be able to show that this is the same vehicle. And then as far as I know, we don't have anything showing Bryan Kohberger is the driver of the car, or showing that Bryan Kohberger gets out of the car at King Road or around King Road or back into it. We don't have anything to show it was him. The only thing that we have tying him to the car and the trip that night is that his phone was there. But I would say for somebody like Bryan Kohberger, 28-year-old PhD student, I don't think it's impossible that he could have left his phone in his car, right? And it'd be used, anything. I don't see that as unreasonable. You know, like I've said a bunch of times, when every time I say that, I say, I'm not saying that that's happened, that he loaned somebody his car, he took his car. Just saying it's not unreasonable to believe it. Go ahead, Richard.
Okay. Hey, guys. Aloha. I am the Richard. I see everybody asking that. How is my audio? Do I sound okay?
Sound fine to me, bud.
I've got my AC on over here, and I'm not going to turn it off. I can position. Anywho.
You're fine.
Out the car. Oh, first of all, thank you very much, Southern Logic. Thank you very much.
Bud.
Jrod, love you, man.
Love you too, bro.
The car. Okay, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, and I looked it up a couple days ago to confirm. Back in August of 2022, there was a nationwide report of Hyundai and Elantra's, I think it was, there's a TikTok challenge called the Elantra Challenge, and it's showing how to break in and steal cars.
The Kia boys, yeah.
Yeah, the Kia challenge. I think it's called the Elantra, but yeah, it's like so many thousands, and it's national. It was on the national news, and that was 2 months. So I mean, that right there opens up the element of somebody could have taken his car. Now, you would see signs of a broken window most likely, because I believe they have to break the window. So, I mean, there's a double-edged thing there.
Yeah, definitely. It was the Kia boys, but it was all cars of that ilk, I guess. I don't know how to describe that, but I guess the more budget-friendly cars, they had bypassed for a cost-saving option to do with the ignition, so they were able to break the ignition off and use a USB cable to stick in and turn it and start the car when they shouldn't have been able to. And it was all cars like that. But yeah, they were called the Kia boys. It was a bunch of teenagers running around stealing cars. And yeah, I mean, that's why I say I'm not saying that the car was stolen or that he let anybody borrow it. But I am saying that if he were to say that,
when my son and I moved in here.
Right. And then he went, said that he loaned somebody the car. The prosecutor then has to prove that he didn't do that. So it gets touchy with it, just like when I said the Y&W Melly case. That case, to me, just in my opinion, seems open and shut. You've got Melly getting in the car in the exact seat that the shooter was sitting in on video 45 minutes before. Phone tracks with the car all the way to the location where they stop and get out, which is after the two people had already been shot. Then you see the phone track around the car to stage a drive-by. And then Melly leaves the scene, and then the guy changes clothes, goes to the hospital, says they were in a drive-by. The medical examiner is able to tell that the shots that killed him came from inside the car and that the drive-by shots were post-mortem. It seems open and shut. But even in that case, you had a jury that deliberated for 13 hours and said, we're deadlocked. Some people believe he's guilty. Some people believe he's not guilty. So when I'm throwing out these, you know, this could be that, this could be the defense of this, they could use this in the defense, doesn't necessarily mean that I believe that the what I'm saying happened, but it is like, it could be a defense. And then it's like, okay, well, if you believe that he's 100% guilty and there's no chance that he's the wrong guy or not the only guy, then.
By the way, the other side of YouTube, true crime, is confirmed. I'm not gonna say the name, but they like, this guy had like two invites in their panel, and they were, but in the early live stream, the only early live stream that it was up, like, it was like ours and shit. It was like the only big live stream on the case at the moment. So I knew they were talking about us. They say, oh, but they were saying this, the other, and the early live stream, and da 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 da. And you couldn't see the face of the content creator getting pissed off, like, why you gotta mention his name? Why you gotta mention Jrod? Who gives a fuck? Don't mention Jrod. Listen, man, they don't like me because they can't fuck with me, though. That's all what it is. They just don't like me because they can't fuck with me. That's it. That's like my last, how can I say, like my last understanding about that. But they were talking about us. They were talking about this live stream, the stuff that we were talking over here. They were going to the other channel and talk about, and then try to say things they will go against whatever we talk about to try to make Kohberger look guilty as fuck. And I'm like, damn, y'all wasted your time, dog. I was like, y'all wasted your time.
You have to be able to disprove his alternative version of events.
If you see it, the prosecution as well equally the defense. The prosecution has these things that they're calling evidence, such as pings, such as alleged photos of his car, these things. They're able that the more you stack them, the more believable they become, and it also works in the defense's manner as well. The more that you can stack the disprovals of the claims, as well as stack reasonable alibi type stuff. So where are we at right now? Because the defense does not want to give an alibi right now. They stayed silent, which I think is very good, because saying too much now is just like the defense, or I mean the prosecution, not saying enough. It's like a scale. Prosecution's not saying things, whereas but they want the defense to say things. So it goes both ways.
Welcome to Hovnanian's Heritage Park. New construction, luxury single-family homes.
Oh yeah, go for it, Jrod.
Guys, if you give me the opportunity, I would love to interject with the vehicle situation. As we speak, we can say that was his vehicle that have to come up in court, with the prosecution having evidence that confirms that was the vehicle, that indeed that was Kohberger's vehicle, that it was used as transport. Everybody's talking about that one license plate that the vehicle has. I would like to remember everyone that he needed to change his license plates by November the 2nd. We heard that very clear in the body cam footage when he got stopped. He needed to change license plates in November the 2nd. I believe that that transaction did occur